Okay, I did not plan to do this talk. I thought about it a few minutes ago, and I figured I figured it would be appropriate to do this. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't even know how it's going to turn out. If I will even put it on, if I will even post it. I mean, I shouldn't have to, because I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. Everyone on the face of this earth is human, flesh and blood, just like I am. Everyone on the face of this earth has made mistakes, will make mistakes. You are not perfect. The Messiah, Jesus Himself, told the rich young ruler who said, "Good master, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus, in answer to the young ruler, first answered him with a question. Why do you call me good? There's no one good except God in heaven. Meaning that he himself, no doubt, was tempted, and meaning that he was not only tempted in the desert by Satan, he was tempted in other ways. When we are how can I put this? We were born with this these hormones in us that sometimes rage, that want to be satisfied by usually by a member of the opposite sex. Now, I was just watching something about the HIV or whatever, about the medicines that they take, HIV people, and they had this so elaborate commercial on, with guys flirting with guys and all this and that, well, flirting or kissing or putting their arms around or whatever it was, with the little music on in the background and all this and that. Okay, the way I see this is, you're going to sit here and glorify HIV. Well, it's okay. I got HIV and this and that, and it's okay. And you can still have an active life with HIV, and you're sitting there hugging another man or kissing another man. I don't know how that went, but I'm like, isn't this how you got this disease in the first place? That is abnormal. I mean, it's like what? And these people who do these commercials have moral values whatsoever. You do these commercials like, oh, well, it's okay for you to be homosexual, okay, but you got the little disease, okay. Oh, we got something, we got a commercial for that, we got a medicine for that now. You keep on being a homosexual, it's okay. Are you serious? Boy, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. And I'm going to say it. I don't care who doesn't like it. Homosexuality is as wrong as two left shoes. There's nothing right or moral about two men being together. There's nothing moral about two women being together. It is an abomination. This commercial was an abomination. It was like put the icing on the cake of the abomination of homosexuality. It was like an abomination. How they had the little nice little, the music and the reassuring music in the background, and the reassuring, with the guys touching each other or whatever, kissing each other or whatever, trying to depict that homosexuality is okay. We have a medicine for it. Are you serious? Boy, I tell you what, I see from the way people act, from the immoral values that they have, I see why the Most High destroyed the world in the day of Noah. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. They were destroyed. Those places were destroyed because of these very activities that these people are glorifying today. They glorify it on TV. No shame in their game whatsoever. You got women going around here cutting their hair and trying to dress like guys, like males, like men. There's one that lives in this building. Hair all short. It's what I call it's an it. It's not even human. It doesn't look human. Doesn't act human. Doesn't act like a woman. Can't pass for a man. Can't pass for a woman. And has a nasty attitude. Probably because it can't get a man or a woman. Ooh, I'll tell you what. All you can do is pray for these people and hope that they see. But sometimes it seems like these people are beyond prayer. It's like prayer, what good would prayer do these people? They are so far gone, are so far, they're deep set in what they want and what they believe, and they think it's okay. They are deep set in it. Now, I'm going to go back to why I'm doing this post. When I do talks, why I'm doing this talk, it's not posted yet. But when I do talks, sometimes I come across different subjects. I think about different things. And I'm glad I do, because I'm getting it off my chest. I'm getting it out of my system, something that I wanted to say maybe months ago or years ago. So that's one thing I do get out of doing these talks, because I get stuff off my chest. I say what I feel, and it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. I'm getting it off my chest. I'm putting it out there. So the Bible says, delight thyself in the Lord, in serving the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. One of the desires of my heart is doing exactly what I'm doing. My heart's desire is being fulfilled as I am talking about these things, because I'm getting it off my chest. I'm speaking my mind, and I'm speaking out of respect for the Most High, respect for what's right, respect for what's true. exposing the wrong as I see it. As I said, excuse me, as I said, I'm not perfect. And I don't want anyone to think of me as being perfect. I'm human. It's like I said at the beginning of this talk. I am as human as you are. To me, life is a growing, a learning experience. It's it's a growing experience. You know, it's life is something that the lessons we learn in life, the things we see in life, directly or indirectly, what we experience, what we hear, what we see, what we learn. Um, we should all take these things and like examine them, analyze them, incorporate them into our thinking, into our hearts, into our spirits, and take the good out of it and the bad. Don't forget about the bad, but don't keep that in your life. Don't let that be a factor in how you live. You just stay away from the bad people and keep trying to do the right thing. That's what you do. And you go on. Life is going to have a challenge every day. For many of us, it's a challenge just getting up, just um, getting up out of the bed. We have challenges every day. We're challenged. Satan works through people, their idle minds. It's a playground for him, for Satan and his demons, and they really play in people's idle minds, especially when the idle minds of people, when these people are intoxicated on some drug or high on some drug or whatever. They really, oh boy, they just go buck wild then. When you are at your weakest, that's when they come to you. That's when they mess with you. When you're trying to quit smoking, quit drinking, you have all these triggers, or someone's coming at you shooting the fiery darts of Satan, but in what they say and what they do, and or do. Satan is trying to make sure, he's trying to keep you in this where he can he has control in a way of your life, of what you do, of your emotions, of your I guess I'm saying this right. Let me see. Like if you smoke, you know, he's gonna send triggers your way to keep you smoking. He's gonna make you think of things that uh, you haven't thought of in a while. You know, he's gonna try to make you feel guilty. And you know, when Satan and his angels were kicked out of heaven, the third of the angels, hey, that could have been billions of angels. Nobody knows how many angels there were in heaven before Satan and a third of the angels were kicked out. There could be billions of angels, and they're all against us. And they all have access to our to where they can infiltrate our minds, our thoughts. And like I said, they get into the minds of the idle minds of people, who are unsuspecting of them, who don't know how they operate. And boy, I'll tell you what, if you have ever had an urge so strong that you want to do something to somebody, if you keep thinking about it, if you don't just sit down and reason with yourself, be logical with yourself, but you just keep thinking about this, you know, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get this pearl, I'm gonna get that pearl, you know, whatever. No, sit down and think about it. The prisons, jails are full right now. Prisons are full. There are many people incarcerated, many people dead because uh, of these urges to do something to somebody else. When you are in a situation like if you're in a gang, boy, you're in Satan's territory and you don't even know it. You are right. You are in one of those situations where right where he wants you to be in. You go do something to somebody, and then the retaliation comes. He's beefing up whoever you did something to, and it's just a gang war. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get killed. Somebody's going to jail. Somebody's going to prison. He just keeps it going on, piling it on, piling it on, piling it on. Best thing to do, stop and think. Stop and think. First of all, don't even get in the gang in the first place. Man, you know what? Okay, like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't even consider myself all the way good. The work in progress, yeah, I can see that because I am trying. You can be a work in progress or consider yourself, I'm sorry, you can consider yourself a work in progress. Uh, but if you aren't trying to progress, if you're not doing anything to progress in this life, in the way of what you say and the things you do, or in the way of changing the things you do and the things you say, or how you live, if you're not trying to change any of that, then you're not a work in progress. You're just here. You never let anyone else dictate to you how to live your life. You can love many, like the saying goes, trust few, but always paddle your own canoe. And those of you who refuse to forgive, you break the bridge over which you yourself must cross if you are to be forgiven by the Most High. Whoever in prayer can say, Our Father, acknowledges and accepts the brotherhood of the whole race of mankind. Otherwise, you should just say, My Father in heaven instead of Our Father in heaven. Saying Our Father clearly shows, as the Bible said, the master prayer, how the master prayer goes. When we say Our Father, we are acknowledging our connection to that we are part of the entire race of mankind. That mankind is one big family. this is one thing I have to mention here. And you can say that I'm funny with this or whatever. There is no way that I would go to somebody's house and just go in their refrigerator People go around talking about what's up, fam. It's not that kind of party with me. I don't want anybody coming to my house, looking in my refrigerator, talking about what you got to eat. Before even asking me, just go look at my refrigerator or looking in my refrigerator as they're asking me, what do you got to eat? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like anyone going through my medicine cabinet. I don't like anybody going through anything of mine. No. That's rude, it's disrespectful to me. It's something I would never do. Yeah, I might consider myself. I know I'm of the human race. I'm in the human race, and I know that as distant as we may be, family wise, that we really are all family. But people don't act like family. Some people just want to take advantage of you. So you have to place people. You have to place them, and space them. And if they disrespect your household, you don't have somebody. You don't let somebody come in your house and turn on your TV or turn on your air conditioner or go through your refrigerator or your closet. No, that's disrespectful. You don't do that. It's not that kind of party. Unless I invite you or tell you, you can go into my refrigerator or go in there and make you something to eat or go take a shower or whatever. You don't just take it upon yourself to do something like that. That is bold. That is too bold. Now, if I'm living together with someone, well, that's a different story. Because if I am, 9 times out of 10, they have their own food, they have their own towels, they have their own uh, stuff to get clean with. You know, it's different. They can turn on the TV, but don't disrespect me if I'm asleep. Keep it to a minimum. There's a certain way. There's a way you do each and every little thing, so as to not disrespect someone else. You don't come to my house at 5 o'clock in the morning or call my phone at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't know who I have over at my house. Come knocking on my door at 5 o'clock in the morning because you get into it with somebody down the street or whatever. That's not my problem. It's not my responsibility to feed you. It's not my responsibility to give you a place to sleep. It's not my responsibility. I don't smoke anymore. It's not my responsibility, even if I did, to give you a cigarette or to give you a drink. It's not my responsibility that you take a shower in my house. No. Especially if you are on drugs and you spend all your money on drugs. No, 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 no. What you need is to be in a rehab. It's not my responsibility to take care of you. I lead a quiet life. Um, Maybe not a perfect life, but I like my peace of mind. I like to be by myself. I don't have to worry about something missing or my food getting ate up or, I just don't have to worry about stuff like that. And yeah, it gets lonely sometimes, but you know what? You get used to it, and you feel good about it, knowing when you wake up, you're by yourself, your door's locked. You don't have to worry about anything missing. But being alone, yeah, yeah. Hey, we were all, like I said, we're all human. We were made with our bodies were made with the desires that we have these desires, sexual desires. But like I said, it's better those desires pass. Just like the craving for a cigarette, it passes. It passes. Yeah, it might build up after a little while and be stronger the next time. Sometimes I need to set my thing on this Vogel 300. That's why it sounds like that. Sometimes we just want. We don't want the yeah, well, there's the self gratification thing and all that. But then sometimes you just want the physical touch. But boy, I tell you what, the things that could come with the physical touch, the Bible says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not fornicate." And just as the Bible, in the Ten Commandments, it says, "Thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill." Um, well, I don't think it said. Did it say something about "thou shalt not lie"? Well, "thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill." Um, it said it for a reason. Didn't have to break it down, but just like "thou shalt not fornicate," you shall not commit adultery, because it causes problems. It causes problems. There are diseases out there. There are jealous people out there. I mean, it's just, if you're not married to someone and you're just fooling around, you could get kids out of wedlock, you could get diseases, all kinds of things could happen. Just like this one person I know, she was married to this guy, this white girl, and she was having an affair with a black guy whom she got pregnant by. And so her husband wouldn't find out that she was pregnant. I imagine she contemplated what to do before she did what she ultimately did, which was have an abortion so he wouldn't find out. But then she ended up divorcing the guy anyway. You wanted to cheat on your husband. You did cheat on your husband. You got pregnant as a result of cheating on your husband. And because you didn't want him to find out about it, you had an abortion, killing an unborn child that had nothing to do with what you did. That's something that she has to deal with. She said that she knows that she is forgiven. But I know for a fact you may be forgiven, but the Most High will make sure, one way or another, that you pay for what you did so that you'll never do it again. So that you might never do it again. So when you think about fornicating and committing adultery, just think of the consequences. Children out of wedlock, a jealous whoever you've been with, um, kids not knowing who their parents are, who their dad is or whatever. Child support, the child, the child growing up hating the parent that's not there. It's just a mess. It's just problems, worries, and unnecessary stuff that didn't have to be. It's got a price tag attached to it. Everything we do, everything we say, everything we don't do, everything we don't say. That we should say, that we should do, and that we shouldn't do and we shouldn't say. It's just there's one word to describe what I'm talking about. Think. Think and do the right thing. Think before you act. Do the right thing. Is it worth it? People nowadays, and the Bible says critical times hard to deal with will be here in the last days. Oh, if you don't know that we're in the last days, oh, what more do you need to see for that to be proved to you? The love of many will wax cold. There's a post on my page called "Not Good Being Alone." It's one I wrote out, and it describes why people are alone, and that it's better to be alone than to be in a situation where you wish you had kept being alone. People don't trust anyone nowadays. So these personal sites, you get messages from you think you're getting messages from other people, and when it's actually the people who work for the site sending messages to you or likes to you or whatever from people, and then it's just to get you to pay for something. It is. It's just to get 9 times out of 10. It's just to get you to pay for something. The love of many is waxing cold. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Everybody can see it. People are so, butt backwards nowadays, just like with the HIV commercial. They had it all glamorous and with the, I just like, are you serious? Are you serious? You people are glorifying this? We got a cure for it. It's okay. Now you can live your life like you don't have HIV, and then got Ben on there touching and kissing on each other and all this and that. I'm like, what? What? What is wrong with people? It can't be just me who's seeing this. There was a person on I wish I had copied and pasted this how this person was, what he wrote on Facebook. The illiteracy and then the unashamedness of putting these unspelled words, misspelled words. I could not believe, and no one even complimented on it. Not complimented, but commented. Nobody commented on how bad this person's spelling was. Oh my God. It's just like they were just like, it was okay. Nobody wants to take a stand for for what's wrong in this world. Obviously, this person, if they did go to school, boy, they sure were goof ups. They were just screw ups when they went to school. They didn't learn anything. I mean, a first grader could spell better than this person, and this person was a grown man, just got out of prison. Had the nerve to say no one would hire him. Well, from the way you wrote this thing, from what you commented, from what you put in this post, you can't spell for one, and the words you were trying to spell, straight ghetto, like an illiterate gangster or whatever. And what you were talking about, you wonder why nobody wants to hire you? Who would want to hire an idiot, an illiterate, uneducated, probably wearing your pants down off your butt, attitude having gang member? Sure, yeah, come on, you can join our organization. Sure, yeah, we want you to walk around with your pants off your butt and talking all your slang and all this and that. Sure, that's very becoming for our organization. Sure, you can send out, get on the computer and answer people, with your slangs and stuff and all this and that. Sure. We want that to happen in our organization. Yeah, because we were planning on closing it down anyway. We want to give them a reason to shut us down. That would be it. I don't glorify stupidity. I don't glorify homosexuality. I don't glorify lesbianism. I don't glorify racism. I don't glorify anything like that. I don't like people who you hang out with people who are racist or bigots or whatever, and then you want to turn around and that's like, hey, as far as I'm concerned, like that movie A Time to Kill, that police officer told that one guy who was straddling the fence, he was on one side, then he was on the other side, perpetrating a serious fraud. When that guy grabbed him by the shoulder and said, "You belong over there with them." No, you keep that stuff over there. Either, you know what, be with it. If you're in it, stay in it, whatever. Don't ride the fence. Don't come over here 1 minute and then the next minute you're over there. That's ridiculous. That makes no sense. I don't need friends like that. I don't like people like that. Either you're about it or you're not about it. If you're trying to make everybody like you or whatever, no. No, it doesn't work like that with me. I don't like judgmental people. Hey, no. And when I say judgmental, I mean people who talk about other people, but you are doing your dirt yourself. If your yard is dirty, don't talk about somebody else's yard, okay? Don't talk about somebody else's yard. Now, if you are trying to clean up your yard and you see some dirt in somebody else's yard, then I believe that's different. Because in effect, if you say something about it or whatever, you're trying to tell them, why don't you, you're trying to ask them or whatever in a kind way, in a good way, why don't you clean up your mess in your yard? You don't even care that it's like that. You're not even trying to clean it up. You just go through life every day, just whatever. I've seen people with cars like that, with vehicles, trash all underneath the seats, all over the bottles and stuff all over the floorboard, trash all up on the dash, in the back window, on the dash. I'm like, how can you? What is this? What is this? Wow. I mean, I'm more neat and organized than I'm not. I'm not a fanatic about it. No, I leave dirty dishes in my sink from time to time for maybe overnight or whatever. I don't leave it in there for not no 2 or 3 days or a week or no. That is just pure lazy. That's laziness. But for someone to even come up with it, and it had to be some homosexual that came up with this idea, this commercial idea, who came up with the idea for this commercial glorifying HIV and homosexuality, that it's okay, we have a cure for it, with the little music playing in the background, to try to comfort the people, whatever, it's okay. And then you got people on there hugging and kissing each other like it's okay. Oh, God, that made me so mad. I guess it's a good thing I'm not in control of Hellfire, because that whole set, when they were doing the commercial, would have been burnt the hell up. It would have been burnt up. All the people who were in the commercial, everything, the whole building would have been burning. Just like in Sodom and Gomorrah. Their asses would have been on fire. They would have been destroyed. So if you are homosexual or lesbian, whatever, and you think it's okay, well, you know what I think about you. And the only reason you are still alive, God doesn't want to see you perish. There's people in the Bible who were homosexuals, immoral people who changed their ways. It's wrong. The Bible says it's wrong. And I'll tell you another abomination is you people celebrating these pagan holidays. Oh, God. It's all for commercialism. It's all for money. You don't care how many kids look at this, look at these fictitious characters, and when they find out that these characters were never real, that they weren't real, the Santa Claus, Fairy Godmother, Tooth Fairy, whatever else, Easter Bunny, especially these characters that are like Easter and this December 25th pagan Christmas holiday. Like Jesus said, you people honor me with your mouths, but your hearts are far from me. There is no such thing as an Easter bunny. Rabbits don't lay eggs anyway. Okay, you people are doing nothing but confusing kids. You come up with you concoct all these different stories, and then you want to sell. You capitalize on it by selling this stuff to color Easter eggs and the Easter bunnies and the Santa Claus and all this and that. Junk. You got Santa Claus wrapped around the birth of Jesus. Santa Claus. You got the Easter bunny wrapped around the resurrection of Jesus, the death and resurrection of Jesus. Okay, check it out. When kids find out that these things don't exist, the Easter bunny that they have never seen, Santa Claus that they've really never seen, that is so closely wrapped around, related to the birth, death, and resurrection of Jesus, who also they have never seen. They've never seen heaven. They've never seen God. They've never seen Jesus. They've never seen Santa Claus. They've never seen an Easter bunny. All they've seen is grown people lying to them. That's all they've seen. So when they think about it, they also must think, some of them anyway, at least, some of them are thinking, well, I've never seen Jesus either, never seen God, never seen heaven. So maybe they don't exist either. Maybe this is just a bit, and then they look at the world that's so messed up with the wars and diseases and the hatred and the racism, the drugs, the crimes, the games people play, the stealing, the cheating, the killing, the beating, the rapes, all this junk they look at. And then they look at adults again who they thought had everything under control, who they thought they could look up to, who they trusted. And they rebel, saying, adults don't know what they're doing. This whole world is messed up. We don't know what to believe in. So then they turn to drugs. They run away from home. They turn to drugs. They turn to gangs. They join gangs. The girls become prostitutes on drugs, doing whatever it takes to make money. They skip school. They have a poor education. Then when they want stuff, what do? They go out and steal for what they want. Nobody wants to hire them. No one wants to hire someone who didn't finish school. Do you see the problems that you cause? Adults and all this junk, all these lies. You've lied to people. In the history books, the government has lied to people. And the lie still today permeates society that white people are the chosen people of the Most High. You got all this white supremacist junk going on because of lies that someone in the Caucasian race came up with, taking books out of the Bible, hiding the true identity of the chosen people of the Most High. You not only did you take books out hiding who they were, you put fictitious images in the Bible of a Caucasian Jesus. You put images in the Bible depicting that all the main biblical characters were white. So you have two damnations coming right there for taking stuff out of the Bible and for adding stuff to the Bible. Two damnations right there. Oh, but that wasn't good enough. That was not good enough. Then what did she do? This was before that, though. When you first came to America, Columbus, you lied, said Columbus discovered America. Columbus didn't discover America. Columbus discovered people living in this land. Natives were living here who were deceived by the white man, and the land was stolen from the natives through violence and deception. God, you said all the presidents were white. The first 7 presidents, in fact, in truth, were black. Why the lies? Why the lies? Where did they originate from? Satan. He lied to angels in heaven. Got a third of them to believe him. When the time came for him to be uh, expelled from heaven, put out, put out of heaven. He didn't want to go. So war broke out. He was cast to the vicinity of the earth. Before that, and Satan, how can you be so bold as to lie to Eve? He still had access to heaven. He's going to come down here and lie to Eve, knowing that Adam loved Eve, and he would if he could get Eve to eat from the forbidden fruit, uh, um, that Adam would follow suit because Adam loved Eve. Yeah, he loved her. She was the only one who could talk back to him. He had the animals at first, he talked to them, of course, but they couldn't talk back to him. So he really didn't have a companion, per se, like himself. So yes, he loved Eve. He was, there's other reasons why men love women. Um, when there are women, there are some women who I don't. Boy, I tell you, it's like night and day. Some women just don't. I don't know what they are. I don't know. It's like this woman. I was talking about it first. This God forgive me for calling her an it, because I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if she's born with a, if it was born with a, if the person was born with a, with a penis and a vagina, or just a vagina, and just no man wants the person because of the way this person looks. This person got a nasty attitude, and so I'm assuming that's what it is, but I really don't know. That's why I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it, a he, she, or he, she, what. But obviously, the person can't get a man or a woman, and I guess that's where the attitude came from. I don't know, but like I said, as I was saying, there are women who are so sexy that, boy, I tell you what, it is. There are some women who just, where a guy is shy or whatever. If you see the right woman, it's just something about them you can't help. You have to go talk to them against all odds. Against all odds. I got to go talk to this. Oh my God, I got to talk to this woman. Please, good God, Lord, have mercy. I got to go talk to this woman. There are some women, I'm going to say it because it's the truth. It is the truth. The magnetism is there so bad, so real, so strong, that when there are certain women who I see and who make, I can't explain this, but it's the truth though. I hope there ain't no little kids listening to this. It just makes me my private part jump. I mean, it's that much. They are that much of a turn on to me, and I'm like, oh my God. And then on the other hand, there are people like the it person that are complete and utter turn. There is no way I could ever be turned on by a person like that. No. No way. Some women, like I said, some women are women to me. It's like that song Prince sang, Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? You don't have to be the most beautiful girl in the world. It's just about your personality, how you carry yourself. You know, there's a lot of things that turn me on about a woman. Good personality, not stuck up. Um, just bubbly, cheerful, uh, good sense of humor, nice body, of course. What man doesn't like that? But boy, I tell you, when you don't have a body, when you're a woman and you don't have a body, when you've got a messed up personality, when you're trying to pass as a man to get a woman or whatever, I just don't understand that. I don't understand the whole homosexuality thing. It's just something I just don't get. What is it in you that makes you want another man? What makes a man want another man? I don't get that. What is it in a woman that makes a woman want another woman? I don't get that. The whole institution of the man and the woman has been blown to hell. It really is. I'm going to tell you what an abomination is. These churches, because the church, I have a post on my page called "Connect the Connect the Dots to Hell" game. Okay, everybody needs to check this out because I'm talking about these preachers marrying same-sex couples in their churches. Doesn't the Bible, isn't it connected to the church, right? And that's connected to the preacher, right? In the Bible, it does not condone homosexuality. Okay, so how is it that a preacher who has a Bible in his hand that clearly says it does not condone homosexuality, how is it that this preacher is marrying same sex? It's bad enough to have them in the church sitting together like two, they're homosexuals. It's bad enough having them in the church. And then you're going to go, oh, it's okay. It's okay. We'll even marry you. Are you serious? In your Bible, you preachers who are marrying same-sex couples, is there not the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and what God did to it? Is this not in your Bible? Or are you playing church? Are you only seeing what you want to see in this Bible? Let me tell you something. You people are sending the wrong message, a messed up message to the youth. The Bible says it would be better for you if a large millstone was hung around your neck and you were thrown into the sea than for you to lead one of these little ones who believe in me astray. You know why it would be better for a large millstone to be hung around your neck, tied around your neck, and you thrown into the sea? Because you are in danger of hell fire, and you would rather die. It would be better for you if you died by being thrown into the sea with something heavy tied around your neck than for you to experience hellfire burning you up to your utter destruction. That's why the Bible said it would be better for you if you were thrown into the sea with something heavy tied around your neck. You do not want to experience hellfire. When hellfire came down on the people in Sodom and Gomorrah, I imagine it didn't take long for them to be burned up. And you can't run from it. It's like you trying to run from God. That hellfire had those people's names on it. It wasn't just hitting around; it was hitting around them too. But I bet you there was hellfire that came straight down out of heaven, directly on them, to ensure that they were destroyed. No, I may not be perfect, and you can sit there in your judgment on your judgment seat, on your looking at me with eyes of condemnation, and sarcastically tell me, "Well, you go and save society, and you go and save society. You haven't changed. You haven't changed. You haven't changed." I never said that I was perfect. I never said that I was all the way good. I said that I am a work in progress. I'm not around you every day. You're not around me every day. You don't know what I do. You don't know what I think about. But I am human, though. I am human just like you are. I have desires, wants, and needs just like you do. But every day I live, every time I wake up, in fact, I'm glad, I'm thankful, and I have to take into consideration that, I should be more. I need to be more respectful. I need to do some thinking here. Um, I'm not perfect. I'm not all the way good. I need to be better. I need to be a better person in my thoughts and my actions. So, just because you may have seen me or knew me at one time to be one way, well, you don't see me every day. You don't talk to me every day. I don't talk to you every day. I don't see you every day. I don't know what you do, what you think about. You don't know what I do, what I think about. Just because you remember me to be one way whenever you saw me or whenever we were together or whenever we talked or whatever, what we did in the past. For one thing, that's the past. Every day is a different day. Just because you knew me at one time to be a certain way or to be this way or that way does not mean that I'm still that same way. Like I said, everybody has their desires, sexual desires. Yeah, everybody does. And it's something that we all have to control. If you can't find the right person in this life, and some people might think, might read my what I wrote about not good being alone. They might read it, and but still they have no trust. They have no faith. Because of the way they've been done by other people. They have more contentment. Um, uh, they're more content being alone. I think what I'm uh, doing these talks, is a good thing, at least for me. And in a way, I'm glad that people um, have to stay in. Maybe somebody's listening now. Maybe the word will get out. Y'all listen to this guy talk or whatever. He's he may not be a perfect speaker, and I'm not. I didn't go to school to be a speaker. I'm just being me, doing the best I can do, doing the best I can, working with what I have, where I'm at, I'm not going all out with flyers and all this and that to get you to listen to my talks. No. But it's like this. My talks have truths in them. I'm not lying about anything in any of my talks. I did a video uh, called Noah's Ark, the Great Flood. In this video, there was a song called Noah's Ark, the Great Flood, that I put with this video. When I first posted it on YouTube, it was there probably about, I don't know, about a month, and I only had like, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe 10, maybe even more than that, maybe about 20 views. About a year later, I looked at it again. I wanted to listen to it, and I looked at it and I saw that it had over 8,500 views. I'm like, wow. And the first thing I thought was, something happened somewhere. Something happened somewhere. And I heard about the hurricane or whatever that big storm was that came down through New Orleans. It was right around that time. People were joking. I know I was joking about it. Said, "Well, you people in New Orleans wanted to drink, so God gave you here. You want to drink? I'll give you something to drink." Uh, oh wow! Drink on this. Wow! Never fails though. 911 happened when the planes crashed into the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. People flooded the churches. Oh, the people were praying then. But before that, where were the prayers? Before the flooding of New Orleans, where were the prayers? Before the tornadoes that did mass damage, where were the people and their prayers? Before the deadly viruses came to America, the deadly viruses that happened around the world, where were the prayers? And why is it that after these things are gone, you forget how you needed the Most High? And you go back to doing the same thing or other things just as messed up as what you were doing in the first place. As soon as some relief comes, you go back and you do the same things. Oh, it's time to go party again. Time to go have our sex parties and go to football games and do this, do that. Where are your prayers then? Where? Oh, it's okay. It's okay now. everything's okay now. Shoot, we can go out here and it's all good. Let's go have some parties and stuff. Let's go hang out. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Man, God's got a way of sitting you down and making you think. And if you don't think, oh, well, you know what? He's got a way he can get rid of you. He can make an example out of you. Believe you me, I am no better than any of you out there. I am no worse than any of you out there. I just choose to do something with my time that is more productive than it is not productive. But even in doing so, I get the fiery darts coming from people, or Satan is trying to get at me in one way or the other. And I'll tell you what. But there's one thing. There are people in prison right now who are there, and I believe this. I don't know it for a fact, but I do believe it. There are people in prison right now, I believe, who, because they hate evil so much that they did something to someone who was evil. They hate evil that much. When you are trying to do the right thing and someone evil comes up to you with their fiery darts of Satan, boy, I tell you what, I have been bombarded lately with all kinds of crazy crap. Crazy crap. From people who I thought I knew. It turns out you really didn't know these people at all. So you have to place them. You have to place them. And keep going. Because I'll tell you what, Satan will come to you, he will get in your mind and make you want to, if you don't stop and think, hey, it only takes a second. Remember that song, it only takes a minute to fall in love? It only takes a minute to mess up. You can mess up in a matter of seconds. You can pull a gun, pull a knife, get you an iron pipe or a baseball bat or something and beat the hell out of somebody or kill someone. It only takes a few seconds for your whole life to change. And Satan he'll put these urges in you so strong, especially if you're trying to quit smoking, quit drinking, to do the right thing. Best thing you can do is find you a place of solitude where you can think. Go somewhere and think before you act. Think. Take time out to think. Think of the consequences, the long-lasting consequences. Some people, think about this now. Don't just hear me, listen to what I'm saying. Because it's the truth. You think I'm lying? Get on your internet and Google it. People on death row, right now as I speak, waiting to be executed. People in prison doing life who will never get out, without the possibility of parole, will never get out. Or people having to do years, whole life is gone, spent, because they did not stop and think. People who do stupid stuff, who didn't stop and think first. Take some time out and think. Get away from the triggers. Oh man, yeah, I wouldn't let them get away with it, man. On this, whatever. No, get away from that. I had somebody tell me something like that not too long ago. Man, if I was you, I would have done this, I'd have done that. And I put that person right in where I thought they needed to be in their place, right where I thought they needed to be. I said, yeah, but if I had done that, I'd be in jail right now. No, I'm not doing that. I'm making a police report. And then if this person comes at me again and I do something to this person, I have a leg to stand on. That person looked at me like, huh? What do you mean? I wouldn't have, man, don't forget the police report. No. Don't listen to stupid people. Because stupid people are working for Satan. They're not going to do anything for you. They're not going to try to help you get out of jail. They're not going to put any money on your books. They won't accept your calls. They're not going to write to you. They're not going to come visit you. Don't listen to them. That's just like listening to someone. You have kids and they don't, and they're trying to tell you how to raise your kids. No, don't listen to them. You, like I said, you can love many, you trust few, always paddle your own canoe. That's what you do. You be the captain of your own ship. You never let anyone steer where you want your life to go. Don't let anyone dictate to you how to live your life. No, I'm not perfect. And, every once in a while I slip. Because why? Because I'm human. Because why? Because I grew up around other humans. Because why? I picked up certain habits when I was growing up. Because why? That's just the way life is. We learn different slangs. We learn, people get tattoos because they see other people doing it. People get piercings because they see other people doing it. People pick up the slang language because they hear other people saying it. People tend to follow the world because they've been doing it all their lives. Some people keep doing drugs because they're used to doing it. Some people keep smoking cigarettes because they're used to smoking cigarettes. Some people keep drinking because they're used to drinking. It's when you are trying to change that makes the difference. Like I said, those of you out there who are judgmental, who are condemning in your words and deeds or whatever, in your sarcastic, asinine, satanic, fiery darts that you like to shoot out, God's got something for you. You want to judge me? So matter-of-factly, like you know me? Somebody did that not too long ago. A female who contacted me, had her son investigate to find out where I was, to find out where I'm at. I hadn't seen this girl, heard from this girl in 15 years. At first, I didn't even know who she was. Then I recognized the voice. I said, Lisa? I'm like, how'd you get my phone number? Well, I had my son investigate, find out where you are. Okay. Then the next thing I hear is she was getting ready to sell her house and buy an RV and just travel around the country. Okay. Why are you telling me this? I knew why. I didn't play into it though. I didn't, not the way that she wanted me to. And she obviously found out about my talk videos. And I don't think my talk videos sat well with her because in them she could see that I was not the same person. But she tried to say that I'm the same person that I was before, being sarcastic. Because I didn't play into her game. I know that's why she was doing it. I didn't play into her little deal. I didn't say, well, I'll travel with you, whatever. I'll be with you. No, I didn't. So I think that was one of the underlying factors why she turned on me the way she did, saying I was still the same, and if I came and was stay with her, uh, her house would have been a mess within a few days. Well, if that was the case, if that's what you thought about me, and I don't even know where you got that from, if that was the case, why did you have your son pay some investigative service to find out where I am? She didn't really have a lot to say about that. Well, you go ahead and you save society and all this and that. And right after she said that, this is what the funny part is. And she's a nurse. She's a nurse. You go ahead and save society being sarcastic and all this and that, right? So I did a couple of posts on my page and something about lemonade. When life hands you lemons, you make lemonade out of it. And I told her, I said, what you meant for bad, God meant for good. But that's where this post came out of that. And it was a very good post. But getting back on the what she said about you go ahead and save society, she was being sarcastic. You haven't changed. You're still the same. Okay. Okay. Right after that, here comes the coronavirus. So when it came out, I made a comment on my page. I put a post on my page with another video, and I had her name in it and the title of it. I said, well, why don't you go and save uh, society, Nurse Lydens? I don't think God took too well to what you said. This is a job for nurses. Go save people. If you want to be sarcastic, go save some people. Say you're a Christian now or whatever. I don't buy that. No, not the way you act. Christians don't act like that, all sarcastic and smart ass acting and all this and that. No, they don't. Nobody's claiming to be like I woke up one day and, with this halo around my head and stuff, and I've been that way ever since. No. No. Why do you call me good? There's no one good except God in heaven. We have to strive to be to change. We have to work out our own salvation. This is the way I choose to work mine out, by telling the truth about things, posting it on my page for others to hear. There are other talk videos on my page. Some of which are you'll hear some repetition in them. They're not all the same, because if they were all the same, I would only need one post on my page, right? They are not all the same. I'm talking about different things, and there's, like I said, there's some repetition in some of them. You find some of them repetitious, But don't judge me. Please don't judge me. Unless you can do better, unless you are doing something that's better than what I'm doing. And if you're a Christian, why would you judge me anyway? And then why would you judge me in a sarcastic way and claim that you are a Christian? You are doing nothing but playing church. You're like the imitation cheese like Christian. You're not real. You are not real. How you get up in the morning and look in the mirror and don't just stand there and say, you need to change you. You need to make that change, man in the mirror, person in the mirror. You have the mentality of the people who made the HIV commercial, glorifying something that God does not condone. God doesn't like ugly, especially from someone who says that they are a Christian. No. How are you a Christian when you have a church and a pantry in your church and you have pork in your pantry that you give out to people who need food? Pork. Does the Bible condone eating pork? No, it's against it. Do not eat pork. Don't eat anything. Don't eat any pig. Don't eat any hog. Don't eat any swine. It's all the same thing. Don't eat pork. But you hand out pork. I've seen different church pantries handing out pork. Pork. Doesn't the church have something to do with the Bible? Doesn't the Bible have something to do, say something about not eating pork? So what are you people doing? Playing church? You're playing preacher, playing pastor? You get people to give you money to donate to build this church, and you're trying to act all holier than thou and all this and that. And not only do you give out pork, you give out food that is donated to you that is stale, that is out of date, stale. Food that you wouldn't even eat. And whatever is good, I'm sure there are many food pantries when you get these donations. I wonder how many of you take the best food home with you and then put the other the stuff that you don't want, put it on the shelves. You take the best food. You get all these donations from people. Go to a church and ask for some help. Like I did this one church in Muskogee. Oh no, boy. That's just like asking them, what? We don't do that. We don't do that. No, you don't, because you're lining your pocket. I'd like to see the house that you live in, the car you drive. Oh, we don't do that. But you sure take it in, though, don't you? When it comes to giving it out to help somebody. I was going through Mexico, Albuquerque, as a matter of fact. I had my kid's mother in the car with me, and I had, I think I had 3 children there then. 3 children, and she was pregnant with another. And the alternator on the car was messing up. So I made it to this church, and it happened to be a black church. And I'm not, this is just the truth. This church here in Muskogee that I went to and asked for some financial help. Oh no, boy, what? Man, it's like they damn near wanted to call the police on me. But I made it to this black church in Albuquerque. I had to get somewhere because my battery was running down real low on the car, and like I said, I had these kids in the car and everything. I told this. I went in the church, and the church was just letting out. They had just got the collection from church members. This black preacher or pastor, whatever he was, I told him what the situation was. I had kids in the car, and I needed an alternator. That I lived in Oklahoma, and I needed to get my family home. Um, he didn't count what he had in his hand. He had all the money in his hand. That I think some of it was still in the collect. Some was still in collection plates. He gave me every dime of the money that he got from the church collected from its members. He didn't even count it. He just looked at me and said, "I hope this is enough to help you and your kids get home." I think he said, "God bless you." I couldn't believe. I was like, I was flabbergasted because he had just got the money. He had just got it. I walked in on that. I saw that. The church closing out was a black man. This church here in Muskogee, white church, with one black member in it. Not one that I saw. And they were so tight fisted that it was like, oh, we don't do that. We don't do that. Well, I'll tell you what. And you people think you are going to be in heaven or that you will inherit the earth, that you will be in paradise, live in paradise forever on earth. Not only did you stereotype me when I came in there, and you know, the Lord can come to you like the Bible says. Some of you have had angels in your presence, and you didn't even know it because they come in different forms. It can come as a poor man. It can come as a rich man. It can come as a beggar or whatever. You don't even know it. Some of you have entertained angels and don't even know it. I was I was hitchhiking from New Mexico, from Grants, New Mexico, back to Wichita, Kansas. I had called my mom and told her I was stranded down there, and asked if she had any money that she could send so I could catch the bus, come back home. And she told me that my little brother had gotten into trouble, and he was in jail, hanging out with the wrong people. Hanging out with the wrong people around his age, but they were just the wrong crowd. People need to be careful who you hang out with, I tell you. And I knew my brother didn't really do anything wrong. So I told my mom, I asked her how much would it cost to get him out of jail. And she said, well, you know, she told me the amount and everything. I said, well, Mom, look here. Don't worry about sending me any money. Get Marcus out of jail. He does not need to be in there. He just got with the wrong people. And when you get him out, tell him to not hang around those people anymore, because they're the ones that got him in trouble by saying some stuff in the car was his when it was actually theirs. So she got him out. I said, don't worry about me. I will be okay. I will get there. It took me like Um, took me a few days to get home, but I made it. Had to hitchhike. I made it though. But what I was getting at though. When I was hitchhiking, I was walking on the side street, the side road. Uh, kind of like a what was it? What do they call that? Route 66. Kind of like one of those roads. Headed home. I was by myself. Then all of a sudden, here comes this black guy. I don't know where he came from. It was an elder black guy, and he started walking with me. And we walked. And I'm like, I kept thinking to myself, because one minute the person wasn't there. I looked all around. I know wasn't nobody behind me. Wasn't nobody on the side of me. Nowhere. And all of a sudden, I look behind me, and I see this person walking. And I waved at the person, just being friendly. And I don't know. I think I waited or whatever. A person called out to me, said something about how far are you walking to or whatever, something like that. Or I said, where are you going? You want some company or something like that, something like that. Anyway, we started walking together. The person was decent, kind of dressed in kind of some, I don't know, bummy looking clothes or whatever. And but the person was nice, black person. And we walked all that day until evening. Walked upon this one little town, and this white guy to get some water. This white guy let us in his house and gave us some water and everything. And I don't know how we parted company, but when I thought about it, I was like, the road I was on, there was there were no houses around there. It was just a long road. There was nobody on this walking on this road with me. Then all of a sudden, this person, I look behind me and there's this person not too far, about maybe 150 feet behind me, walking in the same direction I was walking in. I'm like, where? Okay, well, somebody dropped this person off? So I didn't see any cars come by here or nothing. So I just blew it off like, well, it is what it is. Maybe they would sleep over somewhere I didn't see them or whatever. But then I thought about it. I thought about what it said in the Bible. We've been entertained by angels, unbeknownst to us. We've been entertained by angels. Angels have been in our midst, and we didn't know. Maybe God sent a companion to me to, so I wouldn't feel alone or afraid on this road. So you never know. You have to treat people the way you want to be treated, because God can do anything, and He can do it in a way that you don't even know. You don't recognize. You don't. You just don't know if it's Him doing it or if it's actually something. You just don't know. You just don't know. All I know is I had peace of mind, a sense of peace of spirit when this person was walking with me. And like I said, I don't know how we parted company or whatever, but we did. And I think it was at the person's house that we went to, the white person's house who let us in and gave us some water and stuff. And I don't know. We just parted company somewhere somehow. I know as I looked up and before I knew it, this person was gone. So wow, this is just I can't remember everything about that time. I know it just seemed like this person came out of nowhere. I guess if it was an angel, then it was to help me get to the next stop, uh, or to take me to. Because if I'm not mistaken, he is the one who asked this person for a drink of water. Could we get a drink of water? And after that, it's like the person was gone. So, but me saying that, oh, somebody's sure to say, well, oh, well, he thinks he's been entertained. The angel was walking with him and all this and that. I can't stand him. He just thinks he's this and that. He's that and this. I can't stand him. I sure want to say something. He don't know I'm looking at his page behind the scenes, but I sure want to say something. I sure want to say something. And you're probably the same person who I saw in this other dream who was burnt up. It was, boy, I tell you what, it was horrific. They weren't laughing then. Oh, they weren't laughing. I don't know if they were burned up with embarrassment or what it was. All I know is they just looked hideous. They looked completely out of place, and there was nothing they could do about it. And I have seen. I was in the car with somebody, and this is the truth. I don't care who believes it. I was in a car with somebody one time, and this person was just conceited. They just like they were all about this and that, the car and all of that. I'm like, this person ain't got no kinds of God in their life or nothing. They just busybody, ripping and running here and there. I said, I said a silent prayer. I said, God, this person doesn't need this car. I said, I hope you make something happen to it. And right as I was praying, this is my right hand to God, my right hand to God on this. Right as I was praying, the engine started malfunctioning. It started acting up. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, wow. I said, I think I said, in my mind, I was like, I didn't mean right now. That was right now. I'm in it. I'm trying to get from point A to point B. So, oh wow. And the person happened to be a relative of mine. I just was thinking they don't need this car, Lord. They don't need this car because they're into some mischief and they just don't need it. I hope you mess it up. Oh boy, be careful what you ask for. Hey, it happened too. They ended up having to trade the car in. Anyways, I think I've said enough on the subject of condemnation. Oops, wow, that was a good one. Subject of condemnation. If you hear these swats, because I'm swatting roaches, I'm not gonna lie. I live in a roach-infested building, and got a slumlord. But it's a roof over my head. I'm just glad that I have a place to sleep, a place to clean up, use the bathroom, place to cook, uh, where I can watch TV, get on the internet, and work on my music if I want to. You know, so I'm not complaining. Uh, be thankful for what you have. Try not to be judgmental, condemning your brother who is just as human as you are. All of us make mistakes. All of us make mistakes. You know, uh, all of us have our wants, needs, desires. God made us like that. You know, what are we supposed to do when we want to have sex? What are we supposed to do? We try to find the right mate, and in today's society, it's next to impossible to do that because people are lying, people are playing games. They have the system set up to fool you, and the people you meet on the streets, hey, you have to be careful. You don't know what if uh, they may have some disease or diseases, you know, or they're going around they're being promiscuous, sleeping with different people. You know, there are jealous people out there. Some people jealous enough to kill. You just have to be careful. You have to be careful. And this coronavirus going around, you really have to be careful. You really have to be careful. These young people out there not paying attention to the people who know better, and they're trying to tell them, you youngsters, you young people need to be inside instead of acting like this disease doesn't exist. So you have ignorant people out there who don't want to listen. And then when they come down with some disease or whatever, or find themselves in a messed up situation, well, you know what that's called? It's called being willfully ignorant. You've been told, you've seen, you know, if you look at TV, you see what's happening, that it's affecting young people as well as old. But you just want to be right out there in it, all big, bold, and bad, and you're drinking and stuff, and you don't care. Some people out there are wearing masks, some people aren't. But you want to be bad, and show yourself like you're invincible or whatever. Oh man, forget that stuff. Some people get sick from it. Everybody ain't gonna die from it or whatever. Oh, so that you're in that everybody ain't gonna die from it thing? You're one of those people who's not gonna die from it? Okay. That's, you know, you're playing Russian roulette coronavirus. Russian roulette coronavirus. Actually, and then having sex with people, hey, you're having Russian roulette sex. Something to think about. Russian roulette sex. It's good to talk about these things, get this stuff off your chest. I remember when one of my old Facebook pages, I was doing this, what I'm doing now, and a lady caught on to it, and she started. ah, we used to write to each other and everything. She was cute, a cutie pie. But then I got rid of those pages. And I lost a lot of my old friends on there. But she saw what I was doing, and she started doing it. A lot of people don't even know how to do it. A lot of people don't know how to do the you know. But when it's just like, you know, some women know how to drive a car, some women don't. I like go getter women. I wrote to a girl. Was corresponding with a girl online on a dating site one time, and I was corresponding with a go getter, with a go getter. I'll never forget her name. Her name was Paula, and she lived in I don't know. I was in Minnesota at the time. She was 800 miles away. 800 miles. She wanted to meet me as bad as I wanted to meet her. And she wanted to meet me so bad. In fact, she drove her van 800 miles to where I was and called me and said, "Are you ready to meet?" And I said, "Yeah, you know." And she said, "Well, I'm here, and where in the city where you live." She said, "How do I get to where you are?" I said, "You're here?" Or something like that along those lines. And she came, spent the weekend with me. Cute as cute can be. Sweet personality. She reminded me of what was her name? Not Julie. Who was this woman? I mean, she was like the spitting. She had the sweetest personality. The sweetest personality. She had a beautiful smile. She had a good sense of humor. I wanted to say uh, young Julie Andrews. Who did this woman look like? She just had this. She was a spitting image of this one woman. I'm trying to think because I remember I had a new truck then. I had just got a lawsuit and everything, and I had a new truck. And I told her to park her van after we went inside and everything. I mean, after that, we went inside, and I had food, and I didn't feel like cooking anything or whatever. So we talked and everything, got to know each other. She was so sweet. Oh God, she was so sweet. Perfect personality, perfect sense of humor, perfect smile. Everything about this girl turned me on. Everything. I mean, she was so cute. Oh my God. Perfect. So I let her drive my truck. We went to go get something to eat and everything. And I remember videotaping her. I said, I hope you don't mind me videotaping you. Because you are so cute. You look so good behind the wheel. And she was just smiling for it. That pretty smile. Oh wow. And I know I still have that video somewhere in my stuff. I'd hate to look at it now because when she went back home, um, she had an accident. She had just went to see her son uh, with a friend of hers, this black girl, and they were all going out to eat. She went and got her son for he was in one of those juvenile places or something, and they were going out to eat. And her friend was smoking weed in her van. And as far as I know, because I was talking to her on the phone, and she said something like, hold on for a minute." Uh, and I could hear her friend talking to her, hit this, whatever. Uh, so she told me to hold on for a minute. Then all of a sudden, the phone went dead. So I'm like, what the hell? I heard some noise in the background, then the phone went dead. And I kept calling, kept calling, kept calling, kept calling. No answer, no answer, no answer. 2, 3, 4 hours went by. And I was like, hey, Paula, if you don't want to talk to me, just let me know. You don't have to ignore me. Just let me know. Whatever. A little later after that, I get a call from the sheriff's department up there. And they were asking me a string of questions. Do you know this? Did you know? Do you know Paula? And I forget what they said her last name was. I said, yeah. She just went back home from coming to visit me. And she said, the reason why we're calling you is because you were the last person she talked to on the phone. And they said, did you say anything out of the way to her? She was driving. I said, no. I said, why are you? I said, is this some kind of joke or something? I said, why are you? Who is this? Why are you calling me to ask me if I know Paula? Well, Paula was in an accident. I said, is she okay? No, she didn't survive. She ran into went over the center median and ran into a tractor trailer and hit head on, and she was ejected from her van. And I said, how do I know that this is not a lie? And she said, well, it's on the news. Just look it up on the internet, which I did, and I saw the van. I remember the van. It was turned, laying on its side. There were there was some stuff that had come out of the back of the van that was on the highway. Paula got killed in that accident. The black girl, her back was broken, and I think the boy, um, his neck was broken, but he was in the hospital. I was devastated. At that time, I was like, she's the perfect girl for me, and she was going to come back and live with me. She told me that. Well, she said, I can come back and live with you, or you can come down where I live at and live with me. And I said, well, let's think about it. And I was on probation at the time, so I couldn't go anywhere. But after she said, after you get off probation, you can come down and live with me, or I'll come live with you, or I'll live with you until you get off probation, and we can decide what we're going to do then. She was the sweetest, the sweetest. I'll never meet another girl like her. Yeah, it makes me sad when I think about her. It does. It's always somebody else. It seems, if this girl hadn't been trying to get her to smoke this weed, would have been concentrating on the road instead of reaching for a joint. You know, wow. Anyways, enough about that. I said what I wanted to say in this talk. Don't judge me. Don't condemn me. Don't judge me. Don't condemn me. I'm not you. You're not me. I'm just as human as you are. I have my wants, my needs, my desires, my thoughts, my memories, uh, my joys, my sorrows, things I think about. I'm human. I'm just trying to do the right thing. If that doesn't sit well with you, then you need to don't look at my page behind the scenes. I have nothing for you. Why would you want to check me out behind the scenes anyway? Why? Is there something you miss about me? Something you're trying to find out about me? Some dirt you're trying to dig up on me? Why do you want to? I can feel it. I know there's people out there looking at me, checking me out behind the scenes. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. Instinctively, I know it. You don't want to acknowledge it, but I know you are. You know, and to that end, I say, whatever floats your little boat, do what you do. You're not fooling me, whoever it is you are. I'd said what I want to say in this post, maybe a little bit more than what I want to say, but I'm glad I got it off my chest. One person who I hope I see if I make it into paradise, living forever on earth in paradise, is Paula. I really, really, really had had feelings for this girl. Really had feelings for her. Really had feelings for her. But there's nothing I can do about her being gone. Um, really, I don't even think that there's anyone out there that can take her place. You know, it might come close, but personality wise and she's definitely eye candy. Well, when I look at some of these other females, and I think about how pretty Paula was and the beautiful smile she had, and the perfect personality, bubbly personality, and great sense of humor. The smile was just it was just so it was just melt you. It was so beautiful. Wow. When I think of her and I see these other people like it down the hall, this half half and half whatever. Boy, good God, Lord have mercy. I'm like, was that meant to be, or what? How what happened? I think some people. Do I look at some people? I think that somebody was cursed. The man, the woman, or the couple, or something. Somebody was cursed because when people are walking around on the earth like that with attitudes, it's one thing to be uh, uh, you know kind of hideous looking about the face and body, and then have an attitude on top of that. Do you know how ugly that is? And then you're a he she ACDC whatever you are, whatever it is that you are. Wow, can't get a man or a woman walk around with an attitude, and that's supposed to help your cause. I don't think so. It's got a nasty attitude, boy. Woo, talk about a mess that needs to be cleaned up. Anywho, I'm done with this talk. I said some things that I wanted to say, and maybe somebody will get something out of it. Maybe not. I don't know. I do know that I got some things off my chest that I want to say, that I always want to say. So, uh, and I'm sure that in other talks that come out or that I create or that I make will have in them other things that I want to get off my chest. Just depends on what the talk is about, the subject. So, and this is about judging me. I'm no better than you. So stop judging me. You know, if you have a problem with what I'm doing, uh, if you think I'm a fraud or whatever, if you think you're better, well, tell God that you're better and that you want to be doing what I'm doing. You know, tell God that you're better. Take up your dilemma. You know, let God let your dilemma be known to God, not me. You know, if you have a problem with me and my talks and everything, what I say in my talks about in my dreams and all this and that, what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Most High and this and that, if you have a problem with you want to judge me, saying that I haven't changed this and that, well, you know what? Tell God that, okay? Tell that to the Most High. Don't tell me. You're not impressing me. All you're doing is make me want to call down curses on you. That's what you're doing. And really, I don't even have to do that. The Most High will take care of you because He's looking at you, just like He's looking at me 24/7. I'm trying. I quit smoking. I quit drinking. And all I needed was, you know, I didn't need you to come up with your sarcastic BS. Oh, you didn't change. You haven't done anything. Really? Well, why did you contact me then? No, you haven't changed. You wanted me to be the same way I was when where we left off from. And when you found out I wasn't, that didn't sit well with you. When you found out I wasn't going all gallivanting all over the country with you, that did not sit well with you. That is just what Satan would have wanted me to do. That's what he wanted me to do. So I couldn't do what I'm doing now. That's what he wanted me to do. And when he saw that I couldn't do it, Satan and you got mad and wanted to be sarcastic and hit below the belt and all this and that. Well, just remember one thing. You've got a belt too. And you don't have to get hit below it, but you can get hit in every other way, above it, on the side of it, whatever, all over. You can get hit right where it hurts. In your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. The Most High knows how to take care of each one of us. He knows exactly how to chastise us. He knows what will get our goats. He knows what will unfloat our boats. He knows how to chastise you. You call yourself being so smart, you think it was funny what you were doing. When he heaps embarrassment on you, hot coals of embarrassment on your head, and burns you up with embarrassment, puts you in your place, don't judge me. Because in judging me, you are judging you are being judged. As I speak, you are being judged. Your judgment cometh, and right quickly. Claim to be a Christian. Hey, the way you acted, you know who you are. Or the way you're acting, whoever's listening to this, whoever's listening to it in judgment of me, condemning me, well, you know, the Most High, you can't hide your thoughts from the Most High. When He brings it to you, to your attention, then maybe you'll look at me in a different light. Maybe you'll look at other people in a different light. Because you are no better. Like I said, I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. So don't judge me unless you want to be judged too. You try to fix me, and the Most High fixes you. For trying to fix me. Isn't there something wrong with your own life that needs to be fixed? So don't judge me. Like you're so matter of factly this and that. No, you're not. In the very act of you judging me, you are showing what you are about, evil. And you know who I'm talking about. You. Obviously, you heard something in one of my posts. Something struck a chord in you and you hated it. You didn't like what you heard. Something told you in one of my posts, no, I'm not gallivanting all over the country with you. No, I'm not going to ask you like you think you're privileged, so privileged that somebody has to ask you or should ask you. Yeah. Or say to you, yeah, hey, come on, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. No. Get yourself a fool and do that. Next time you get pregnant, get yourself a fool to take a plane ticket to and say, well, hey, put your mom in a nursing home and come stay with me. You think I'm stupid? Do you think I was stupid to do that? Put my mom, you come to my house 6 months pregnant by a married man and request that I put my mom in a nursing home who I was taking care of to come live with you. And you had a plane ticket in your hand when you came. Like you just knew I was going to do that I would do that for you, that you were that privileged, that I would put my mom in a nursing home who I was taking care of and just leave her there and come live with you some 800 miles away while my mom's in a nursing home, wondering where I was. So I could come take care of your baby while you had it so you could work. Your baby from a pregnant man. I mean, from a married man. Oh. Boy, that's some nerve. And you call yourself a Christian. You have life all messed up. And those of you out there, I know there are some people out there listening to checking out my page behind the scenes, not just this Lisa person. I know there are other people listening to my talks and this and that. Well, like I said, whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat. I have nothing to hide. Like I said, if you think you're better, if you can do something better, then do it. Don't condemn me in your mind and talk about me, gossip about me, because God is looking right at you. He's looking right at you. He knows the heart. He sees the heart. And he judges the heart before he saves the soul or condemns it. So you're not hiding anything. You might be hiding from me. I can't see you, but God can. And with that, I'm going to close this